We're living through one of the toughest job markets the UK has seen in decades. And it's not just the recent graduates that are struggling to get their foot in the door. Even the experienced workers have started to feel the struggle. Official data shows that Britain's unemployment rate has hit 4.7%, which is the highest we've seen in years. Vacancies are down by more than 40,000 in just last few months, and we're now back at levels we haven't seen since the pandemic. Entry-level jobs are down by a third, and competition has never been this tough. For example, a recent survey found that employers are now receiving around 140 applications for each role they are advertising. Graduate unemployment has even risen above the national average, around 6.6% compared to roughly 4.7% overall. It's fair to say that things have been much more tough for those looking for entry-level roles compared to their senior counterparts. For perspective, one analysis found that entry-level tech jobs were down by roughly 35% since early 2023. The past few years saw a one-third decline in roles that graduates typically used to fill. And these declines matter because with fewer openings, each role becomes more competitive. Even those industries that were once seen as safe are automating or relying on outsourcing. Industries like finance, law, and even medicine are using AI and software to handle basic data work, research, and documentations. And as a result, many are left wondering whether their first stepping stone role is simply vanishing before it even existed. So why has the job market become so brutal, especially for those looking for entry-level roles? Well, the answer to that is not quite simple. And to be honest, it's just not one thing. It's like a perfect storm of economic and technological shifts that are happening all at once. Higher interest rates, inflation, and global uncertainties like Trump's trade tariffs and wars in the Europe and Middle East have led many large companies to freeze expansions and new hiring. If we talk more specifically about the UK, the increase in employers' national insurance that was announced in the last year's autumn budget has been directly linked with the recent rise in unemployment. And of course, how can we not talk about the elephant in the room, which is artificial intelligence, since it has automated most of the tasks that an entry-level employee generally used to do. The impact that AI has had on the job market is still not fully understood, but it is almost certain that AI is pushing a lot of people out of work, especially at the lower end of the pyramid. To put this in perspective, I tried to look at what the executives of the big companies are saying about this, and here are some of the most interesting ones that I thought I should share with you. So, Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff announced no new software engineers will be hired in 2025 because AI has boosted developers' productivity by 30%. Shopify's boss told managers to prove that AI couldn't do the job as well as a human before asking for new staff. Similarly, Duolingo's CEO said that the company would gradually stop using contractors in favor of its own AI systems. And finally, Klarna's executives reportedly said that AI assistants are now handling two-thirds of their routine customer support queries, reducing the need for new staff. The impact of AI is most felt in routine pattern-driven roles. Entry-level marketing jobs, HR roles, basic data roles, all these have significantly declined recently. An analysis found that entry-level marketing roles are down over 75%, junior HR roles are down over 70%, and even entry-level engineering and data positions are down around 60%. Similarly, customer service and office admin jobs are being chipped away by chatbots and scheduling softwares. Even industries that were traditionally considered safe, like law and finance, have been impacted by AI. Interestingly, the Solicitors Regulations Authority has authorized the first law firm to provide regulated legal services through artificial intelligence in the UK. In finance, fintech bots are generating investment advice, which has been seen to be at par, if not even better, than a human financial advisor. The World Economic Forum estimates that by 2027, AI-driven investment tools will become the primary source of advice for retail investors. IMF estimates roughly 60% of jobs in developed economies are exposed to AI, and about half of those could be disrupted. And the infamous investment bank Goldman Sachs warned that up to 300 million jobs might be affected by AI, and similar projections are given by PwC, McKinsey, and the World Economic Forum, suggesting that about 60% of the jobs today will need significant adoption for AI in the next decade. This isn't to say that 60% of us will lose our jobs outright. But it does mean that most careers are going to change, and junior roles in particular will drastically shrink.
This is a tough year. Job postings have declined year over year by 6.7%. Younger job seekers, specifically those who are recent grads, are having a harder time finding work.
All these numbers and trends might feel abstract, but it boils down to something very personal to all of us, which is our very own career paths. Most of us have spent years getting a degree or a qualification of some sort, and now this new wave of automation is making us feel that all of that hard work was a waste of time and money, and we were just better off investing that into something like Bitcoin. And frankly, if we did that right now, we would probably be financially free, sitting somewhere in the way. But here we are in the middle of this chaos, trying to make sense of our life's choices. I remember vividly when I first got introduced to crypto by a cab driver, and it was probably around 2012 or 13 at that time. And I remember he said that he had bought this weird thing called Bitcoin, and now that I look at the price, it was around 10 quids at the time. He was telling me to get some as well, but what did I know? I was just a stupid little teenager, probably going to watch a movie or something. So I think all of us have made some decisions that we look back to and wish we could change. But let's not dwell on our past decisions. What really matters is, where do we go from here? The trends in the job market aren't going to magically reverse overnight, although the Bank of England may consider to cut interest rates even further in order to ease the crisis and push for growth. But AI isn't going anywhere. Employers will likely keep favoring it over hiring new staff wherever it's possible. Given this reality, job seekers and graduates will have to adapt to this shift. There's an old saying that if you can't beat them, join them. And I think technology cannot be beaten, as we have seen in the past. Whichever field you're in, it is becoming essential to have an understanding of AI tools, because employers now expect candidates to know the basic AI applications, and many are reportedly asking candidates about their experience with AI tools during interviews. So looking ahead, what does the future of job market look like? Well, most analysts are warning that the next few years are going to remain challenging for anyone that is starting out. Openings may slowly recover if the economic conditions recover, which is a big if. But even if that happens, the competition is going to stay fierce because of AI and because there aren't enough roles in the market anymore. Even the experienced roles are expected to change. Some expecting up to 60% of roles will need upskilling. In the meantime, the clearest trend right now is uncertainty. We had all heard about inflation and market swings in the past, but now add in very real AI disruptions on top of that. Gone are the good old days of having job offers from multiple employers even before graduating. The market has now shifted to an employer's market, and the employees seeking new employment have fewer options than they used to. The ground is shifting very quickly, and the best we can do is to keep our eyes open and stay ready for the changes to come. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.